Hello, happy Saturday, everybody. Thank you for joining in. I hope everyone's enjoying their weekend. I know all the Illini Nation is right now because Illinois wins 61-51 in Madison over the Badgers. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Craig Choate. Logan Lee still out as of now. I'm not sure if he watched this game or not. He's enjoying some sun, so I hope he's enjoying that. So I'm going to ride solo today. I've had some co-hosts over the last couple of post-game shows. With it being a Saturday, kind of in the middle of the afternoon, I didn't even go out of my way to ask anyone to help or to join me. So it's going to be me rambling for probably 15 to 20 minutes. So if you are here, get in the chat, help me out, give me something to talk about. If there's anything you want to chat about, throw it in the chat, and I'll get to as many as I can. While you're here, like and subscribe wherever you are at, whether it be YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Periscope, whatever that is now. And subscribe to our channel. We continue to do these post-game shows, and we try to do a weekly show of just some other random stuff that we enjoy. Like and subscribe, and then all of you that are listening on demand at a later date, rate and review if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. We are there. All of that is on the screen. I'm at Craig W. Choate. I didn't put it on this graphic. I'll see if I can put it in like some sort of name graphic here, but I don't know if I can figure that out. So thanks for joining. We'll get right to it. Illinois wins 61-51. Again, Wisconsin hits a shot at the buzzer. So instead of a 60-40 score, it's a 60-50 score. Just aesthetically, doesn't look as good when it's 60-50 instead of 61-48, which it would have been. First half was like the worst basketball I've ever seen. I don't have first half stats here, but man, yeah, I do. 20-16 at half. Illinois was 9 of 27 from the field. Wisconsin of 6 of 31. Illinois did heat up there, so they shot 33%. Wisconsin shot 18% in the first half. 20-16 and a half. That's like Big Ten basketball or Big Ten football made its way to the basketball court. That's a total Big Ten score. Then things got heated up in the second half thanks to Matthew Meyer. What's the second half totals here? 41-35 in favor of Illinois in the second half. And it really wasn't even that close. The second half, it ended up being a 10-point game, 6-point difference in the second half. But again, really wasn't that close. 15 points with a couple minutes left, and Illinois kind of let up, and Wisconsin hit some threes to keep it close. But really wasn't that close, if you ask me. Which is nice. I was concerned. I'm always concerned going to the Kohl Center. Kohl Center is one of the – I've been to a lot of the Big Ten arenas and stadiums with my TV career, and Kohl Center's at the bottom. I didn't enjoy the Kohl Center. I went once, and I did not enjoy it. So always good to walk out of a win from there. Matthew Meyer led the way, career high. Get to the stats here. Career high 26 points for Matthew Meyer, 9 of 19 from the field, 5 of 11 from 3. 3 or 4 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds for him. Great game from him, 23 in the efficiency rating. Jayden Epps, the only other double-digit scorer with 13. He was 5 of 10 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3. The 1 3 he hit was huge. I think it made it a 4-point game. I think it made it 41-37 or something like that midway through the second half, and that's when Illinois kind of took off. He didn't really do anything else. 2 points, 2 assists. And then Dain Dainja had 9. I believe 8 of those were in the first half. I believe he had 8 and 6 in the first half. He ends with 9 points, 8 rebounds. Didn't do a whole lot in the second half. He was 4 of 6 from the field. Then Terrence Shannon only had 6 points. Coleman Hawkins only had 5 points, but Coleman had 9 rebounds and played some great defense. I see a couple comments here in the chat about Coleman's defense. And yeah, that was going to be something I talked about here in a little bit. But off night from Terrence Shannon. He only played 25 minutes, only 6 minutes in the first half because of foul trouble. Got in foul trouble really early. And then his offense just never came around. He took a couple bad shots in the second half, had a charge in the second half when it was still close. So not the best night for Terrence Shannon. And the only other person in the scorebook, RJ Melendez, with one of the best dunks of the season. He can't hit threes. His shot's not there, but when he attacks the rim, he goes with a purpose, and he showed it tonight in that dunk. Team-wise, let's go to Wisconsin first. Wisconsin was led by Chucky Hepburn, 15 points, 3 of 5 from 3. Most of them in the second half, I believe. And Klesmit, I don't know his first name. Max Klesmit had 12 Tyler Wall did have 9, and then a couple other guys 7, 3, and 5. So not much scoring tonight, as is with any 61-51 game. Team stats: Illinois shot 43% from the field, Wisconsin 33%. Illinois shot 30% from 3, 33% for Wisconsin. Illinois out-rebounded Wisconsin 37-31. Turnovers: 11 turnovers for Illinois, 9 for Wisconsin. Only 7 total bench points. There wasn't much off the bench tonight. But there's the stats for you. Let's jump into the keys. I think Matthew Meyer, obviously the key is Matthew Meyer. 26 points, career high for the kid. I mean, he has been, I think he had one off game, the Indiana game. When he was sick, he had that one off game. But other than that, he has been just so electric for Illinois. And finally, the Matthew Meyer that Illinois fans thought they were getting from the get-go, but it took him a while. Needed to get healthy, needed to pick up on the way things worked in a Brad Underwood system. But he is just balling out right now. 26 points for him. And every time he puts it up, I'm pretty confident that it's at least going to have a chance. There are some of the shots that Terrence Shannon or Coleman Hawkins throw up that you just know from the get-go they're not going to have a chance. If Matthew Meyer's shooting it, pretty confident that it's going to maybe not go in, but it's going to be close and get a rebound and all that. He had the potential 4-point play in the first half. Of course, he missed the free throw, but that was one of those shots that initially you're like, what are you doing? I know shot clock's winding down, but those are the kind of shots that he's going to make. So I thought he was fantastic tonight. How many did he have in the second half? Wisconsin stats, I don't think you can split by half. If you can, I don't know where. But I know he had 26 for the game, 18 second half maybe. So he's really what won the game for Illinois. The first half, Dain Dainja was fantastic. Just what Dain does, he was doing. He was getting rebounds. He took a left-handed, wasn't even a jump shot. It was kind of like a hook shot from the free throw line when he was wide open. Don't know what that was. I don't know if he just doesn't trust his right hand or what, but that's wasn't pretty, but it went in. And then second half, they didn't establish him. We were talking about that in the text thread that we didn't understand why they weren't going to Dain in the post. And that's kind of when Wisconsin came back in it. And then Illinois pulled back away. So Dain was kind of an enigma in the second half, but he had a great first half. And with Terrence Shannon Jr., he kind of gets in this mode where when other guys are getting theirs, he feels like, okay, now I need to get mine. And he does some stupid stuff and throws up shots trying to get his, and it almost ruins the flow and kind of it makes the offense stagnant and the ball isn't moving and just it throws things way off. It didn't come back to bite him today, but there were a couple times where Terrence Shannon was trying to get his when Matthew Meyer was already cooking. And I hope a game like this makes him realize that he doesn't need to do that. If he just stays the course and plays smart and finds the open man, he can still contribute without kind of like Coleman Hawkins tonight. 5 points, but he had 9 rebounds. He had 2 assists. He played great defense, 2 blocks, but 5 points, and he was 13 in efficiency. Terrence Shannon had 6 points, 25 minutes. He was -1 in efficiency. Again, remind you, efficiency is all the good minus the bad. So like points, rebounds, assists, block shots, minus missed shots, and all of that. So Terrence Shannon was negative in efficiency. Coleman Hawkins scored less points, but was positive in efficiency. That's the mindset that Terrence Shannon needs. If other guys are going off and TSJ is kind of struggling, it's okay. It's okay to not get your points as long as you're doing other things well, which is what Coleman Hawkins did tonight when he didn't have a great game either on the offensive end. A couple other things I wrote down here. I talked about this with Nico. I've been talking about this with Nico for a couple weeks offline, but he's filled in on Tuesday for the postgame show, and we talked about it. This team just kind of doesn't have a killer instinct. They got up by 15 or 12, and next thing you know, Wisconsin has the lead. They play better in close games. I think probably because you have to be locked in, focused when the game is close. When it gets to that 12, 15, 20 point, 18 to 22-year-old kids tend to back off, tend to kind of take your foot off the gas pedal, is what everyone says. And this team does it a lot. They do that a lot. As we've seen, this is either a team that wins by 15, 12, 10 to 15, or loses by 10 to 15. I know the game the other night ended up as like a 9-point game, but it was really a double-digit game if they hadn't made some shots at the end. So it it's just there's no close games. There hasn't been. There's been one close game since Texas. So it's either a blowout or it's a close game. It's either a blowout on Illinois' end or for the opponent. There's really no in between right now, and I don't know where that comes from. I don't know how that changes. I don't know what you need to do to change that. But by the time March Madness rolls around, I want this team to experience like a game where there's fouling at the end. If it's Illinois or the opponent, there needs to be at least a couple games down the stretch where it's one possession game with under a minute left. I don't have the full schedule in front of me, but I don't remember the last time Illinois has been in one of those games. And that could come back to bite them. If this team, because this team's pretty inexperienced, other than Shannon and Meyer, Coleman Hawkins has a little experience, but other than those two guys, this team doesn't have a lot of experience. They need some close games here in the next. How many games are left? 9, 10. Here in the next 10 games, they need a couple nail biters because this team hasn't had many, and they don't. I don't know that they know how to handle those kind of situations late game when you have to make the right pass or you have to find the open guy or the other team goes down and takes the lead. So we'll see. Quick note on RJ. Obviously, his shot isn't falling right now. 1 of 6 from the floor, but that one was the momentum boost. That dunk was the momentum boost that Illinois needed. I think they put him up by 6. It was right after the Epps 3 that put him up by 4. So yeah, put him up by 6. If you can't hit a 3, that's what RJ needs. There's been a couple times this season where RJ comes out of nowhere with a dunk like that, and it changes everything. So if he's not hitting the outside shot, he needs to get to the rim because he can do that. His arms are so long and he's so lanky that if he gets to the rim, he can dunk it or get it above the rim and have a little bit of a momentum shifter here. And the last thing I wrote down is jerseys don't matter. Illinois wore the blue jerseys for the first time, I believe, since 2020. I saw on Twitter that Iowa hit the dagger in Wisconsin and Madison. That was the last time Illinois wore the blue road jerseys. I know they're 2-20 now, 3-20 overall in those, according to all the beat reporters. It doesn't matter. They're my favorite jersey. I'm going to say it. I know non-basketball related here. I'm a uniform jersey nerd, so I love this kind of stuff. The blue jerseys are my favorite. I wish they would wear them more. Hopefully tonight is a sign that they can continue to wear them because jerseys don't matter. I know some people are superstitious, but I'm not. I'm just a little stitious. All right. I'm going to get in the chat here for a little bit. And sorry, I'm by myself, so let's see how this goes. Brant, 11 total turnovers, only 4 in the second half, with one being Shannon losing it off his leg with 5 seconds to go in the game. Yep, turnovers were huge. Turnovers were big. I don't think Wisconsin had many either. 11 to 9. Yeah, they had less. But like you said, Shannon had 6 of those 11. So if Shannon just takes care of the ball a little bit, it's even a worse game or a bigger blowout of a game. Mustache Meyer's on fire and won us this game. Couldn't agree more. Love the mustache and headband look from Matthew Meyer. Everyone complained about Matt early in the season. Yeah, it takes some time. He's a transfer. He's in a new system. He is he didn't know any of these guys previously. I guess Dain a little bit because they both came from Baylor, but Dain was only there for a couple months, so he never actually played with him. It took time, and I don't think Matt was fully healthy. Now he is fully healthy, and this is the kind of player that Illinois expected and needed. Hawkins with some solid D. Yep. The defense, this team as a whole, The defense is fantastic. That's the one thing we talked in our weekly show last week. If there's one thing that Illinois can hang its hat on to make a run to in the postseason to potentially a Final Four, it's the defense. The defense can lock anyone down. I mean, they beat Texas, they beat UCLA. They've got a couple good Big Ten wins. The defense is what's going to get Illinois to a deep postseason. Need to wait to come on so I can hear Coach. Yeah, I know. I think I like to hear Coach as well, and I go back and watch the stream from WCIA that they do. But we like to get on here immediately to get you guys some immediate conversation, and we don't want to wait too long to do these, or else might lose some interest. RJ showed flashes of RJ showed flashes of a pro prospect with the two-handed. Yeah, I mean that's a pro dunk, but he's got to shore up other things of his game if he wants to be a pro. Good thing whiskey is cold as us. Yeah, I don't know how much that has to do with them shooting or the defense, but yeah, if Wisconsin had come to play early, this game wouldn't have been close in the second half. So don't know if it was. I know it was cold in Wisconsin. I know there was snow on the ground, but I don't know if I want the Illini guys in this show. Who knows what they're going to say? And not the Illini guys website. Illini guys is my group chat that we started in 2015 of some alums. We called ourselves Illini guys before there was an Illini guys website. Dion and Coach pointed out RJ's defense. Yeah, RJ's a lot like Coleman tonight. Wasn't doing much offensively, but they have so much length out there. And that's, we knew coming into the season that's what was going to make this Illinois team different than years past. Years past, especially last year, you had DeMonte Williams, who was an undersized 3 or 4. Sometimes he guarded the posts, 6'3", 6'4". You had Trent Frazier, who was like 6'1", and Alfonso Plummer, who was 6 foot. Those were 3 starters on the team, so there's not much size or length there. And now this year you come in and you've got, now to Jayden Epps starting, then you've got Terrence Shannon, who's 6'6", you've got RJ, who's 6'7", Coleman Hawkins, who's 6'9", Matt Meyer, who's 6'9". So RJ and Coleman, especially defensively, even if they're not scoring, they can add so much to this team on a defensive perspective because of the length. They can keep guys in front of you. And as you saw tonight, Coleman was had his hands in the post over top of guys, and it was a struggle for them to get their shot off. Derek Wade, this team is still improving, in my opinion, which is scary for everyone else. I agree. I still don't think we've seen the best of this team, which is scary. That's exactly right. They were talking on the broadcast. Illinois could still finish second in this league. They're really only looking up at Rutgers right now, and they play Rutgers here in a couple of weeks. Rutgers is pretty legit. I wouldn't have guessed that this would be the best Rutgers team of the last 3 or 4 years, but as of now, standings-wise, it might be. I don't think anyone's catching Purdue, so I don't think Illinois is going to get the 1 seed, but I definitely think the 2 seed is obviously still in play. Yeah, you're only looking up at Rutgers and technically Northwestern right now. They're both 6-3. Illinois is tied with Michigan State at 6-4. So right now, Illinois is in the top 4 spots. So who knows? Who knows what happens the next couple of weeks? But Illinois is in a good spot. Illinois is in a good spot. Looking ahead to their schedule, there are a lot of winnable games. But as we know with the Big Ten, 2 through 12 is very muddled, and anyone could beat anybody. So back to Brant, we touched on this. Terrence Shannon with 6 of the 11 turnovers. I believe we touched on this too. Bloke the blue shirt curse. Coach talking about it. Yep. I will agree. Also, Michael, close games are hard on my heart, but they're exciting. They're fun. They're a lot of fun. Even if you don't come out on the winning side of it, I still think Illinois needs a couple close games coming down the stretch. Brian, they were 303 out of 352 in the country at team free throw percentage before today's game, and today was not any better. I think 11 for 18, 61%. So I don't know if you're talking about Illinois or Wisconsin. Wisconsin was bad as well. They were 4 of 7 for 57%. So free throws definitely need improved by both teams. Illinois is a real team. RJ threw down a poster. Those are from Squared Circle Square. Touched on all of that. Maryland was close. Texas fairly close win. Wisconsin was soft. I think Illinois is soft too. So, yeah, I think Illinois is just as soft as Wisconsin at times. Illinois struggles around the rim. Epps is a scoring machine. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Jayden Epps for the next after this year for at least 2. I'm really looking forward to Jayden Epps. I think he is going to be absolutely fantastic as a guard in Brad Underwood's offense. I think we're seeing more of him getting to the rim than I think most people expected. Especially me. I thought he was going to just be kind of a spot up shooter and get to the free throw line a couple times, but he's been excellent. He gets to the rim easier than maybe the only person that gets to the rim easier is Terrence Shannon on this team, and that's saying a lot. Sure could use another point guard. Hey, Sky. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't think Sky's coming back, but they did bring in the Italian Nicola Moretti, but um, Brad has already said that they don't expect him to play this season, or they're trying not to play him this season. So I don't think there's any point guard help coming. I think it's going to be Epps and Harris, and then you're going to see Shannon or Hawkins or one of the wings bring the ball up. So try and stop Illinois. Let's see. No, I want this one from Michael. I think that was a big key. Loved how we drove to get Wisconsin guys in foul trouble. Yeah, Tyler Wall was in foul trouble. Terrence Shannon Jr. also in foul trouble on the other end. But they definitely didn't like the way the game was officiated. I don't know that there was much of a bias tonight in the officiating. Wisconsin was called for 18 fouls. Illinois was called for 14 fouls. So a little bit of a difference there, but I'm sure some of those came late when Wisconsin was trying to stay in the game or get back in the game. So, yeah, it was a key. It was definitely a key. Getting some of those guys in foul trouble. They had 2 guys with 4, Wall and Crowell, 1 guy with 3, and then a couple more with 3 or 4 more with 2. So foul trouble definitely impacts the way that you guard and the way the game was played. Starting lineup question. I agree. I like the move to put Epps in the starting 5. Harris just doesn't give you anything offensively. I think he can be a spark off the bench on the defensive side, but Illinois struggles starting games and starting halves. So Epps gives you more offensive firepower. Throw him in there, and I like that move. I don't see him being taken out of the starting lineup the rest of the season. And then you have Shannon, Hawkins, Meyer, and Dainja. Yeah, that's the right 5. At least for now. We'll see what happens when Luke Goody comes back. I don't expect Luke Goody to be in the starting lineup. I wouldn't expect Luke Goody to play more than 15 minutes a game the rest of the season, maybe. Dwayne Short, Southern Illinois, and shout out from the Philippines. Go Illini. How about those dogs? Hey, how about those dogs? My Salukis playing really well, leading the MVC right now. Man, I want an NCAA berth for the Salukis. They play tomorrow, Illinois State in Bloomington. I know they're not gonna get an at large, but if they win that MVC tournament, man, oh, I'd be so happy. It's been so long. Derek Wade, Sky already moved out. Yeah, I think we heard all that. More Sky stuff. I wish Sky the best. No hard feelings. No, same. I think the program. Brad has said the program is supporting him. I think the same thing. There's a lot going on, so I don't hold anything against Sky. I don't think anyone does. Maybe just not the right fit. But yeah, nothing we can really add to it other than we wish him well and would love for him to be back at Illinois, but I don't think it's going to happen. 100% agree. Dain needs a lot more touches. How many shots did he get today? 4 of 6. That's about right for the shots, I think. If Dain's taking more than 10 shots a game, I don't know if I love it. But I do agree. Good things happen when Dain Dainja touches the ball. So I think this is a reply to Brian from Brant. Second half, he had no registered field goal attempts, got fouled on a shot, went 1 from 2 from the line in the second half. Yeah, he only scored 1 point in the second half, and we were confused by it in the group chat. So, yeah, I don't know what happens there. All right, we're caught up on the chat. Last call here. One more thing from me, and then I'm gonna close it up and let you guys get back to your Saturday. Our everyday guy. I think it's obvious. I don't like to go with the leading scorer, but I think he's really the only option. It's Matthew Meyer. Kept him in the game, led Illinois to the win. would almost dare to say single-handedly led Illinois to the win. So Matthew Meyer, everyday guy, career high 26 points. Surprisingly, it's the first time he's scored 20 since what did I have written down? Since December 17th. He scored 21 against Alabama A&M. I know he's been the engine of this offense for the last month, but he hasn't reached 20 since September or since December. But yeah, career high for him: 26, 9 of 19 from the field, 5 of 11 from three, 6 rebounds for Meyer tonight. So he is the everyday guy. Derek Wade is going with Jayden Epps. I don't have any arguments from there. He played 32 minutes, 5 of 10 from the field, 2 of 2 from the line, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Yeah, I thought he was great too. In the efficiency stat, Matthew Meyer was 23, Dain Dainja was 15, Coleman Hawkins was 13, and Epps was 11. Anything double figures in efficiency is a good night. So can't argue with Epps being the everyday guy. All right, let me pull up the schedule. I know it's Tuesday. Believe it's Nebraska. Yep, Tuesday, back at home, facing the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Obviously, Illinois 15-6, 6-4. Nebraska right now is 10-11 and 3-7. They're playing right now. They're playing Maryland as we speak, down in the second half by 13. So I don't want to assume, but they will probably be 10-12 and 2-7 in the Big Ten. And that's a team that Illinois beat by 26 back in Lincoln. When was that? Early? That was early January, I believe. Yeah, January 10th. They beat by 26 back in Lincoln. So that's next up. It is on Big Ten Network, 7 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday, 6 o'clock Central for all of those of you luckily still in the Central time zone, unlike me. All right. That's going to do it for me. I don't think I have anything else. Illinois wins 61-51. Thank you for putting up with my rambling for what has been 29 plus minutes now, 27 plus minutes now, I think. Hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe, rate and review, all of that good stuff. We'll be back, I believe, Tuesday with a post-game show of some sort. I don't know who it's going to be. I don't know if you're going to get me again. I don't know if I'm going to have a co-host or anything like that. I believe Logan will be flying back on Tuesday, so he will not be here. But I will be with someone or myself, so be sure and tune in for that. And get in the chat. Give me something to talk about. Give me some conversation. I enjoyed this. So until next time, I'm Craig. Illinois wins 61-51. Adios.